Hello, lovelies. It is Heather from Creative Sage Cottage, and I hope that your day has gotten off to or is in the middle of a tremendous day. It is Sunday, and it is day 10 of our Enchanted Sparks Oracle deck card pull. Can you believe it? Day 10. Thank you so much for being here. I don't know what it's like where you are, but if you are in Southwest Michigan, we are in the midst of one heck of a pretty blizzard out there. So you will notice that today I have everything I need here to do a little smudging, but I called in some extra little treasures from Mother Nature because boy, do we need the sun and the warmth today. So you'll notice that I have some orange slices here. Orange is if you are prone to depression, or if you have seasonal depression, like so many of us do, where the weather changes and you just get super sad. Slice up some oranges, put them in the oven around 170 for several hours until they completely dry out. And then you can hang these with some fishing line in your window and they will call in the sunshine. If there is sun outside and it heats them up a little bit, your home will begin to smell like oranges, and it's absolutely phenomenal. Okay, so like I said, I have layered us up a little bit with some extra tools. Today being Sunday, it's a super, super important day of the week energetically. And in addition to doing a daily card pull with you, you might have noticed that I've started to introduce some other elements as well. The work that I do, either in magic crafting workshops or magical mentoring, I work with so many different elements, from oracle cards to herbs and flowers. You name it, I try to call in and call upon whatever I can, to either offer an energetic ally or a visual support. Sometimes it's fragrance. It's all about setting an intention and providing you with as many tools as I possibly can to help to energetically support whatever your intention is for yourself. So today, we are going to do a little bit of smudging. I have a charcoal disc here, which is my favorite way to burn just about everything. If you decide to do this, whether it's incense or herbs or dried flowers, you always want to make sure you have a metal heat resistant dish. This one is cast iron, and they're here at the cottage. And then these wonderful little tongs help to hold the charcoal, because what we are going to do is hold the charcoal disc to a flame. Can you see the sparks? I'm not sure if you can see it or hear it, but as soon as it begins to spark, we know that the charcoal is ready to rock and roll. It is lit and you'll see the smoke come off of it. And this is when, just imagine like a charcoal briquette on your barbecue. This is when it starts to heat up. And a lot of people will wait till it's bright white. I have the patience of a gnat, so I will typically, anything that I am burning that day, I typically just start, as soon as I start seeing the smoke and it quiets down a little bit, I know that we are good to go. So like I said, it's Sunday. I wanted to sort of clear out any energy that is lingering around from last week, from yesterday, from this morning. The objective here is we want to step into Monday with a clean slate. And we need to do that both figuratively and energetically and intentionally. So I always feel like if we do a little ritual clearing, that really helps to sort of set the tone for what we want the week to look like. So I start with a tiny bit of white sage. Just sprinkle that on there. Let it begin to smoke a little bit. White sage is one of the most important plant allies you will work with. And I know a lot of people love to use big fat white sage smudge sticks. I love to do this if I'm only doing a little bit of ritual burning before a meditation. I like to just use one leaf. A little bit, as you can see, goes a really long way. So we let it get to smoke. And then you just begin to move that smoke around. And the idea is you imagine that this smoke is it's clearing everything out. It's carrying anything unwanted, anything lingering, any energy that has been sitting stagnant. The white smoke takes it up and away, gives it to God so that it can come back to you as beautiful, cleared out, luminous energy. So I like to get my hands in it. I will typically, if I'm working with a new deck of cards, I will move them through the smoke. You can run cell phones. Just imagine it getting into your heart and clearing. And then I also will add, and you'll see, I'm just going to use a little bit at a time, a teeny bit of tobacco. Tobacco is another one of the sacred plants, and for me, this represents gratitude. This is sort of, giving an offering in anticipation and in gratitude of what I know I will be receiving from this. So that may just be the grace that I give myself for having sat down and done this little ritual. This is just a way of saying thank you. A little bit of dried rose petals. And like I said, a little bit goes a long way. The rose reminds me of unconditional love of self and love in general. A little bit of calendula or calendula, depending on how you like to say it. And that is about calling in the sunshine. The bright yellow calendula flowers, so beautiful, look like little orbs of sun. And we definitely want our week to get off to a sunny start. The idea here is that if we are clearing energy out, we always want to, rather than just leave the space empty, we want to call new energy in and set an intention for what we would like to feel like. So I love to gather different types of herbs and flowers and different symbolic things that will either visually or spiritually or aromatically remind me of what it is that I'm trying to call in for the week. So I also have in here a little bit of rosemary, and rosemary is all about like the idea of being able to recall divine memory. So if you get to a point where you forget who you fundamentally are, you've been hearing for so long that you're supposed to be this and we've decided that you're that, and you just want to get back in touch with the voice of the highest self, which is what these cards are about anyway. Rosemary is a beautiful way to do that. And then finally, my favorite thing to burn is a little bit of styrax. I'm not sure if you can see or how well you can see it. Styrax looks like burnt wood, because that's actually exactly what it is. It is in the benzoin family, and the medicine of styrax, because everything in nature certainly has an energetic signature attached to it, right? So the energy of styrax, to make a very long story short, is that sometimes we have to burn everything down in order to mix those ashes with something else and turn it into almost a sort of energetic fertilizer for what we would like to begin to grow again. So we have quite the beautiful cornucopia of herbs and flowers and woods for a beautiful smudge energetically for the week ahead. You just imagine these fragrances, the energy of these different aromatics, and these beautiful gifts from Mother Nature to sort of come together and become the beautiful energetic embodiment of what your intention for the week is. So I also have a little bit of birch for some courage, and then I have a beautiful lotus seed pod sitting here because sometimes we need to remember that it's not always easy, but if we keep going and climb towards the light, it will always get better. And if I can't think of a better visual or gift from Mother Nature than the lotus plant, who literally climbs up from the mud to get her beautiful self up to the sunshine. So lotus. So there you have it. That is our energetic little smudge of intention for the week ahead. Let's get to it. So we have our Enchanted Sparks card pull, like I said, day 10 on a beautiful blustery Sunday here in Harbor Country. And it is important, I think, as you're writing in your journals and getting yourself ready for this card pull from an intention standpoint, it is also very important to pay attention to where you are in your own heart today, what the weather in your heart is like, what day of the week is it, what season are we in, what time of day is it, and call on all of these things because they have symbolism for you. So I love to imagine, in addition to that smudge that we just did, this card that we're going to pull for today can sort of be thought of as like our pace card for the rest of the week, right? It's Sunday. The slate is clean. We've decided that with our aromatic burn and a little bit of smudging, we are ready to step into a new week. So maybe today the question, in addition to what would you have me know today, what do I need to know for this day? Maybe we expand that in our thinking and say to ourselves before we even pull the card, what would you have me know for the week? And then we sort of spread the cards out a little bit, do a teeny bit more moving of the cards until you feel like I have landed on the exact card that I need. And the message for the week this week is, ritual. Wow, what a fabulous way to start on a Sunday for the week ahead, ritual. So the idea with this is you sit still and be very quiet for just a moment, long enough to write the word ritual down in your journal or on a piece of paper, and think very quietly, not overthinking, more like receiving what is the first thing that pops into mind when you see the word ritual show up on this card. I am in love with the idea of tiny rituals. And so for me, when I see this, it just reminds me that every day, whether it is a moment or 5 minutes or 20 minutes, whatever the time feels right, it is of the utmost importance to allow myself the gift of a very simple ritual. We're going to be together for probably 10 or 12 minutes today, and you saw that candles are already lit. We did a little smudging. I have some elements here that remind me energetically and symbolically of what I would like to call in today, what I would like to be reminded of. And then we just take a moment, we turn over a card, spend a little bit of time with it, and see what shows up for us. Are you someone that is a ritual person where you pour yourself a cup of coffee or tea, you light a candle, you get out your journal, you say your prayers? Do you do that every day? Are you someone who is in the process of cultivating a ritual? Because certainly you can see just for a few moments, you can open the most beautiful energetic container for yourself to really create a very sacred space where you can do a 2-minute card pull, see what the message of the day is for you, what it brings up for you energetically. Are you feeling it somewhere in your body? Do you just feel like maybe doodling the word a little bit? And when you're finished, when you feel like you're done and you've listened and you've heard and you received, you simply say thank you, blow out your candle or close your book or turn your card over, and your ritual for the day is complete. Or so you think, because what I've noticed is even if we set the intention to open an energetic container with a sacred space like this, or we close the container when we are finished, this little enchanted spark has already rooted into your subconscious. It's already sort of woven its way into your heart. And there it begins to smolder throughout the day. And I think you'll find that if you're paying close attention, things begin to show up for you that remind you of what your enchanted spark of the day was. So for instance, ritual, you could be out parking your car at a grocery store today and look down, and there could be a little something, a stone, someone dropped something. Anything, it could show up and you could think to yourself, oh, this would be something that I would like to add to my sacred space where I create rituals for myself because it reminds me of XYZ. So as you're going throughout your day, pay a little attention to what your enchanted spark is trying to tell you. And then maybe if you feel like it, when you get home, as you're settling into bed for the evening, maybe jot down a few things that may have shown up for you. And it's sort of a bookend for, we turn the card over in the morning, we write the word down, we experience our day, try to remain as present as possible. And then at the end of the day, we put a period on whatever it is that we have been receiving by saying thank you, jotting a thing or two down, and sweet dreams. You never know what will show up for you. So I hope that this little enchanted spark moment on this snowy Sunday afternoon has given you a bit to think about, and if nothing else, has prompted you to simply take a little time to enjoy the candlelight, the idea of the sparks, the blessings, so many unbelievable blessings that are available to you in nature if you will pick your head up long enough to look for them. And just a really good way to sort of lean into the coming week. So anyway, that being said, day 10, we did it. Thank you so much for being here. I wish you a bright and beautifully blessed rest of your afternoon and a most enchanted week ahead. Please remember to be kind to yourself. Remember to say yes to the idea that you are 100% worthy of all the blessings and all the joy and all the grace that you tend to give out so freely to everyone else. So sending you lots of love, loads of gratitude, and bright blessings for a wonderful week ahead. Thanks so much for being here. Have a great day.